Hello students, good morning everyone. Welcome back to our online session of Principles of Database. We are continuing our last session of types of database system. There are four types of database system: centralized database system, parallel database system, client server database system and distributed database system. In the last session you have learned two types of database system, that is centralized database system and parallel database system. What about centralized database system? It is the type of database that stores data at a centralized database system. This type of database system, which is located, maintained and stored in a single location such as a mainframe computer. Also you have seen the example of centralized database system is central library that carries a central database of each library in a college or university. Next one, advantages of centralized database, that is it has decreased the risk of data management. Data consistency is maintained in such type of database system. It provides better data quality. Due to such database system, organizations can easily communicate with each other in less time, and also it provides high level of security. Next, we have seen the disadvantages of centralized database system, that the size of centralized database system is large. So fetching of data have more time. It is not easy to update such an extensive database system. If any server failure occurs, entire data will be lost, which could be a huge loss. Organizations may have to spend more money to manage and store data in centralized database system. After that, you have seen parallel database system. To improve the efficiency, there is a birth of concept of parallel database. Parallel database system improves performance of data processing using multiple resources in parallel, like multiple CPU and disk are used parallelly. To improve performance, to improve availability of data, also to improve reliability and to provide distributed access of data, we use parallel database system. Then next one is the advantage. There are various advantages of parallel database system like speed, reliability and capacity, and disadvantages are also there. Like power consumption is used by multi-core architecture, and in parallel database system there is a startup cost is so high. This is all about the last session, and today we are continuing with the another two types of database system, that is client server database system and distributed database system. This session introduces the concept of client-server database system and also a distributed database system. Now let's start with the client-server database system. Client-server database system refers to an architectural paradigm that separates database functionality between client machine and servers. Client-server database system consists of two logical components. One is client and other one is server. Clients are those who send the request to perform a specific task to the server. Servers are normally receive the commands sent by the clients, perform the task and send the appropriate result back to the client. Example of client is PC, whereas the server is large workstation. The client machine runs own copy of an operating system. It runs one or more applications through client's CPU and memory, but server runs a database management system which manages the whole database. Are you getting that? What I said, client server database system has two logical components. Remain two logical components, that is client one and server. The name suggests that it includes client as well as server. Clients are generally personal computers or workstations, whereas server is a large workstations. The applications and tools of database management system run on one or more client platforms, while the database management system software resides on the server. These server and client computers are connected into a network. Client server handles the graphical user interface and does computations and other programming of interest to the end user. Their server handles parts of the job that are common to many clients. For example, when a bank customer accesses online banking services with a web browser, that is client, the client initiates a request to the bank's web server. The customer's login credentials may be stored in a database and the web server accesses the database server as a client. An application server interprets the returned data by applying the bank's business logic and provides the output to the web server. Finally, the web server returns the result to the client web browser for display. This one is the most popular example of client-server database system, that is banking example. Do you understand here what is client system and what is server system? As you know, a client system is that who sends the request to the server system, and the server system has to respond the request as result. A client system is managed by users, where the server system is managed by the computer experts. The client system is system on which the results are prepared and displayed, whereas the server system is a system in which the information is prepared for the client. This is the concept of client-server database system. There are three types of client-server architecture available in database system. These are single-tier client-server computing model, two-tier client-server computing model, and three-tier client-server computing model. Here you can see the images or pictures of one-tier architecture, two-tier architecture, and three-tier architecture. Now, what is one-tier architecture? That is single-tier architecture is the first type of client-server computing model. In single-tier client-server computing model, the client-server database system is used on personal computer. In single-tier system, the database is centralized, which means the database management system software and data is in one location, and the dumb terminals were used to access the database management system. Now, two-tier client-server computing model. This type is the second type of client-server computing model. It uses two computers and one client-server system. At the early stages, client-server computing, it was called a two-tier computing model, in which client is considered as data capture and validation tier and server was considered as data storage tier. There are various problems with two-tier architecture. When applications were more complex and used with hundreds or thousands of end users, the two-tier server model could not meet the need of the enterprise. An efficient client requiring considerable resources on client's computer to run effectively. This includes disk space, RAM, CPU. Client machines require administrations which results overhead at the server end. To overcome this, three-tier client-server computing model gets introduced. It's the improvement over two-tier architecture. Three-tier architecture has three layers. The first layer is the user interface, which runs on client system. Second layer is called the application server. It is used for business logic and data processing. And the third layer is known as a database server. It is the database management system which stores data as needed by middle layer. This is all about the types of client-server architecture. Now here you can see the example of widely used client-server architecture, that is three-tier client-server architecture, in which first layer it includes user interface which runs on end user's computer, that is called as a client. Now the second layer that is application server. It is a business logic and data processing layer. This middle tier runs on server, which is called as application server. And the last one, that is third layer, that is database server. It is a database management system which stores data required by the middle layer. This tier may run on the separate server called a database server. As described earlier, the client is now responsible for application's user interface. Thus, it requires less computational resources. Now, clients are called as thin client and requires less maintenance. This is all about this client server architecture or client server database system. Now, what are the advantages of client server database system? There are various advantages of client server database system are as follows. First one is client server system has less expensive platform to support applications that had previously been running only on large and expensive mini or mainframe computers. The second one is client offer icon based menu driven interface, which is superior to the traditional command line dumb terminal interface typical of mini and mainframe computer systems. Now the third one advantage is that more related to more productive work, that is client server environment facilitates in more productive work by the users and making better use of existing data. Next one is flexibility, that client server database system is more flexible as compared to the centralized system. Next one advantage is related to the time and throughput. Response time and throughput is high in client server database system. Next, the server machine can be custom built to the database management system function and thus can provide a better database management system performance. The next one is that a single database on server can be shared across several distinct client systems. That is, sharing is very easy. Now, client offers graphical menu driven interface which is superior to the traditional command line. And the last one advantage is that client server environment facilitates is more productive work by the users and efficient use of existing data. This is all about the advantages of client server database system. Next one is disadvantages of client server database system. What are the different disadvantages are as follows. Programming cost is high in client server environments, particularly in initial phases. The second one disadvantage is that there is lack of management tools for diagnosis, performance monitoring and tuning and security control for the database management system, client and operating system and networking environments. This is the second one disadvantage of client server database system. Here we completed client server database system. In short, you can remember this like client server database system is related to the client and server. Client makes the request and server provides the services to that client. Now next one database is distributed database system. This is very important. Now the question is what is distributed database system? The answer is here. Distributed database is a system in which storage devices are not connected to a common processing unit. Database is controlled by distributed database management system and data may be stored at the same location or spread over the interconnected network. It is loosely coupled system. Shared nothing architecture is used in distributed databases. For what purpose distributed database system was built? The goal is that first one reliability, second one availability and third one performance. What is reliability? In distributed database system, if one system fails down or stops working for some time, another system can complete the task. In availability describes that in distributed database system, reliability can be achieved even if server fails down. Another system is available to serve the client request. And rather than these two, performance is more important. What is performance? Performance can be achieved by distributing databases over different locations. So the databases are available to every location, which is easy to maintain. These are some goals for what purpose distributed database system was built. Also, you can define distributed database is a collection of multiple interconnected databases which are spread physically across various locations that communicate via a computer network. There are different features. Databases in the collection are logically interrelated with each other. Often they represent a single logical database. Database is physically stored across multiple sites. Data in each site can be managed by a database management system independent of the other sites. The processor in the sites are connected via network. They do not have any multiprocessor configuration. A distributed database is not a loosely connected file system, and a distributed database incorporates transaction processing, but it is not synonymous with a transaction processing system. These all are the features of distributed database system. Also, you can say that a distributed database system allows applications to access data from local and remote database. It's very important. You can access data from local and remote databases in distributed database system. It consists of two or more files located in different sites, either on same network or on entirely different networks. Portions of the databases are stored in multiple physical locations and processing is distributed among multiple database nodes. Here, this diagram is typical example of distributed database system in which communication channel is used to communicate with the different locations, and every system has its own memory and database. This is distributed database system. Now here you can see the classification of distributed database system. First one, distributed database system is divided into two types, that is homogeneous and heterogeneous. After that, homogeneous distributed database system again classified into two types, that is autonomous and non-autonomous, and heterogeneous distributed database system again classified into two types, that is federated and multi-database. You can say it as an unfederated database system. Here first remember one thing, distributed database have two types, homogeneous database and heterogeneous distributed database. First one, homogeneous database, distributed database, that is in homogeneous database all different sites are stored database identically. The operating system database management system and the data structures used all are at the same at all sites, hence they are easy to manage. Also, you can define it like homogeneous distributed database system is a network of two or more databases, that is with the same type of database management system software which can be stored on one or more machines. So in this system, data can be accessed and modified simultaneously on several databases in the network. Homogeneous distributed systems are easy to handle. In this, all sites use identical database management system and operating system. The various properties are of homogeneous distributed database are: the sites are very similar software. The sites use very similar software. Second one is the sites use identical database management system or database management system from the same vendor. Next one feature is that properties that each site is aware of all other sites and cooperates with other sites to process user requests. And the last one property is that the database is accessed through a single interface as if it is a single database. Here you can see the example of homogeneous distributed database system. Consider that we have 3 departments using Oracle 9i for database management system. If some changes are made in one department, then it would update the other department also. This is homogeneous distributed database system because all different sites storing database identically. Now again there are 2 types of homogeneous distributed database system like autonomous homogeneous distributed database system and non-autonomous homogeneous distributed database system. Now what is autonomous database? Each database is independent that function on its own. They are integrated by a controlling application and use message passing to share data updates. Is known as autonomous. And what is non-autonomous? Data is distributed across the homogeneous nodes and a central or master database management system coordinates data updates across the sites. This is all about the first type of distributed database system, that is homogeneous database. Now we are going for the second type, that is heterogeneous database system. Heterogeneous distributed database system is a network of 2 or more databases with different types of database management system software which can be stored on one or more machines. In this system, data can be accessible to the several databases in the network with the help of generic connectivity, that is ODBC and JDBC. Also you can define it like heterogeneous distributed database. Different sites have different operating systems, database management system products and data models. There are different properties of heterogeneous distributed database, like different sites use dissimilar schemas and softwares. The system may be composed of variety of database management systems like relational, network, hierarchical or object oriented. Query processing is complex due to dissimilar schemas. Transaction processing is complex due to dissimilar softwares. A site may not be aware of other sites, and so there is a limited cooperation in processing user requests. Here again you can see the example of heterogeneous distributed database system. In the diagram, different database management system softwares are accessible to each other using ODBC and JDBC connectivity. Here you can see different sites using different softwares like SQL Server 2009, then Oracle 9i, and last one is MS Access. These 3 are connected via communication channel. This is about the heterogeneous database system, and now heterogeneous database system is again divided into 2 types, that is federated and unfederated. What is federated heterogeneous distributed database system? The heterogeneous database system are independent in nature and integrated together so that they function as a single database system. And unfederated is nothing but the database system employ a central coordinating module through which the databases are accessed. This is all about the types of distributed database system. Again I am revising that The distributed database system is classified into two types, homogeneous and heterogeneous. After that, homogeneous having two types, autonomous and non-autonomous, and heterogeneous distributed database having two types, federated and unfederated. Here remember one thing, there are two ways in which data can be stored on different sites. That is, first one is replication and second one is fragmentation. Replication is that the entire relation is stored redundantly at two or more sites. If the entire database is available at all sites, it is fully redundant database. Hence, in replication, system maintains copies of data. And fragmentation, in this approach, the relations are fragmented, that is divided into smaller parts, and each of the fragments is stored in different sites where they are required. It must be made sure that the fragments are such that they can be used to reconstruct the original relation, that is, there is not any loss of data. These are the ways to store the data in the distributed database system. Now we will see the advantages of distributed database system. Here you can see the advantages. First one is management of distributed data with different levels of transparency, like network transparency, fragmentation transparency, and replication transparency, and so on. The second one advantage is that distributed database architecture provides greater efficiency and better performance. Next, a single database can be shared across several distinct client systems. Next, as data volumes and transaction rates increase, user can grow the system incrementally. Next one advantage of distributed database system is that it increases reliability and availability. It is easier expansion. It provides protection of valuable things. Next, hardware, operating system, network fragmentation, database management system, replication and location independence is there. Continuous operations, even if some nodes go offline. Single site failure does not affect performance of a system. The next one advantage is that modularity. Systems can be modified, added and removed from the distributed database without affecting other modules or other system. And the last one advantage is that distributed database system provides local autonomy. These are the advantages of distributed database system. Now we are going to see what are the disadvantages of distributed database system. First one, recovery from failure is more complex in distributed database system than in centralized system. Now second one disadvantage is that increased storage and infrastructure requirements are there. Next one is that multiple copies of data has to be at different size, thus an additional disk storage space will be required. The probability of security lapses increases when data are located at multiple sites. Complexity, database administrators may have to do extra work to ensure that the distributed nature of system is transparent. Additional software is required for distributed database system. Operating systems should support distributed environment. Now distributed access to data is there. This one is the disadvantage, and analysis of distributed data is difficult in distributed database system. These are the few disadvantages of distributed database system. Finally, what you have learned in this session about the client server database system, and then advantages, disadvantages of client server database system. After that, distributed database system, classification of distributed database system with their examples, and advantages and disadvantages of distributed database system. This is all about today's session. Now in the next session we will meet with the difference between homogeneous, heterogeneous database system, parallel database and distributed database. centralized database and distributed database, and so on. Means what? In the next session we are going to study different differences between different points. We will meet soon. Thank you so much.